promise you is going to be a time here where in the next 4 to 5 weeks here, maybe 3 to 4, you start to see a transgression here in the public light where everybody is in disbelief, disengaged, and just downright just sick and tired of what they deem of a market that is doing nothing but sideways and down, which is what it needs to do here until we get to the proper moment, which we're working on and coming towards very quickly as this downturn is done. There's nothing I would have changed in this entire movement. Yesterday, I tried to make it a little bit easier for the audience to understand, just in a different style way of looking at this, almost in a 5-wave movement for the Elliott wave, or for the for the Elliott wave, if you want to look at it like that. And told everybody, don't read too much into this, but the bottom line is we were started one up, from the up to down position, then you go 2, 3, 4. Now, if you're doing it from a 5-wave perspective, you have to come farther than the 3rd wave down. We have to create another low. And that 5th wave was perfectly set up. Like, it, to me, seems like we need to come down to 264. That doesn't mean this can't come back up to 295-ish, because it could, but as you can see here, it came up to 293 area, 292 and a half. So it doesn't mean it can't come up to this 295-ish area still. But it seems like we need to come clear out and make one more low. And it's either we're going to hold it there and this will play out, or this descending triangle, which can be a bullish consolidation. If it falls out, it can be just as bearish. So if it falls out, it's going to have no choice but to likely come to 228-ish. And that's measuring from farther down in the pattern. Now, if we have to go and we don't cut this pattern off, we don't measure it like that, we can now take this movement and it transcends to something like this. Now that we know the pattern, and you can see how you start to move to that $2-ish range. But there's ranges that we would have to break to get there. I don't want everybody's head to fall off just yet. We still would have to get past the gap at 250. We'd still have to get past the technical first area around 262 to 264-ish. Can extend to 268 depending how you're looking at it. So there's a lot of things that need to happen here. History was made today on a different front. Silver, which it's come down now so much, it's 100% needs to happen now. Like, I can't even describe it enough. Like, I don't know. Like, the cool thing about this going up to 52, it went up to 52. The cool thing about gold and silver now is it legitimately came up to my targets that we've talked about for the better part of the entire friggin' year, that it has to come up to, and now it's close to 55. But that blue line from the setup is absolutely where, and this is such a wild big pattern, but it needs to be formed like this needs to happen. The whole thing I can say in from a monthly, you'll be able to see it. But this is how the setup was. So that's the rejection point right now. Now we consolidate either below, or this handle breaks out, because the cup started. And then we're going back to crypto, because I got a lot to say about crypto, because we're getting to the time of the most opportune moment. And if you've been in crypto, it's going to be in probably your career of watching crypto or trading crypto. The shame is yesterday, because I put XRP selling pressure intensifies as Bitcoin Ethereum liquidation level drop prices and aim lower. That live yesterday only got 800 views. And guess what happened? It went up and it just comes right back down. I wish more people would watch when we're in the bearish moments, because it'll help so much more in the. It's the bullish moment. So if you're watching right now, for me, for everybody who doesn't understand, for everybody who doesn't have a grasp, hit that like button so YouTube will share my content. I tell the truth on here, and I'm not a financial advisor, but I give you my best every single day since March 24th of 2021 with facts, the truth, no FUD, no fear, no bullshit, and we're not victims here. We do it with positivity. We're winners, not negativity. We're helpful, not hurtful. We're kind, and we have the right mind to help everybody around. So, and I don't charge for anything. We do have a lot of support here with members of Tom's Army, as you'll see going through the chat with the special emoji badges. We have our side Telegram for the members of Tom's Army, because as you'll continue to see, there's a lot of spammers trying to even get into the Telegram to try to steal from the audience. The number one thing you'll see in crypto, and I would be perplexed not to talk about it, is the scammers that feast on the unknowing, the misunderstanding, and the ones who are very greedy, because after all, that's how most people find their way into crypto. They want to turn $1 into $1 billion and tomorrow. So they'll fall for they'll fall for these very simple to dissect, to see scams, because they say, send me 5,000 of this token and I'll turn it into 10 tomorrow. Like, come on now. Haven't you guys been around for the payday loan scam, or send 5,000 to Cash App, will send you 10, or send me 5,000 on Facebook, or 5 and I'll double it? Like, no, they'll double it, all right, to 0. That's the game. They're not wrong. They're promising to make it go twice as much as it was. But they didn't say it was to cut it to 0. Like, if I walked up to somebody on the street and they said, give me $100 and I'll give you back 2, would you do it? Better yet, if you walked up to somebody on the street that you can see face to face and they said, here, transfer me 5,000 XRP and I'll turn it into 10, you would laugh and walk away. But some guy from Zimbabwe says, send me 5,000 XRP and I'll give you 10. And you go, oh my God, this is a great deal. Mimicking XRP Future Millionaire. Like, if I had that kind of funds, I would have to be charging something. Yes? Correct? Agreed? So where am I coming up with this money to turn your 5,000 into 10,000 when I put my content out for free? Yes, I'm a good trader, and yes, I make a lot of money through investing in comparison to the general 9-to-5er, but that still wouldn't justify me saying, oh, here, let me just give you a free. No, the job here is to teach you to fish, teach you to bait the hook, and after all, teach you to unhook it as well so that you can enjoy the meal, the catch. What good would it be if I set up your line, put on the bait, you cast it out, but then I reel it in and I reinsert it back, and it doesn't matter. So come here to learn, come here to grasp, come here to share, come in to understand. But no, you have to be here every single day, otherwise you'll miss something. You'll miss something. And today what we miss is silver did pass $50 an ounce for the first time in its history. And now it's consolidating on it would be all inspiring if it consolidated on the $50 line. That's why a volatile move up over 52 is interesting. How it moved up that quickly. Because now it gave it the chance to drop $2.50 and 2%. More than 2%, I believe. I think it dropped more than 2% from the top. Nah, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. It was a pretty steep correction. I love when they do this. And I have no idea how many people are here. Honestly, it's not that I don't care less. But I haven't looked yet. 2.15% I haven't set it up on my screen because I have to hit the button still to get into the live. And I haven't done it yet. I kind of just wanted to roll with this for a minute. But yeah, everything looks the way it should look here. Gold came down here like it needs to. It basically came up. Well, it hasn't hit it just yet, has it? Interesting. Almost 4,118. That was my own projection. And then I thought it would do this, and it would be because this isn't a rising wedge or anything like that. It's just been a rising pattern. But we're overbought in a big way. At some point, we need to have this corrective. Everything does. What we need to do, and that doesn't mean it has to come down 20% across the board. It just means we need like a 2 to 3 or 4 week period where we're just sideways. Just sideways, so we can clear out some of this overbought. But the problem is the government, every time it tries to do that, says, oh, well, we're going to cut rates. Oh, we're going to do this. Oh, our government's on strike. Oh, we're going to continue to print money. And gold's like, well, I have no choice but to keep going up as much as my ass is on fire here. And silver's like, well, I'm so undervalued, I guess I'm just going to have to go, even if I don't want to. And you know what's becoming harder? It's harder to manipulate silver through the paper markets and gold, especially silver, because it's drying up. There's a lot of exchanges across the world in different countries where they don't got gold to give to retail. You know, there's some countries right now where outside of their bullion dealers, the people are waiting 5 hours to buy their gold and silver. Ask yourself why. And in the USA, you couldn't put a sign out there fast enough and people just walk by like, I'm not buying that shit. Why would I buy gold? Why would I buy silver? I don't know. We live in strange times. But anyhow, good morning. 9:58 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, October 9th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. Now I reside in the great state of Michigan. And you see a new section on my paper, although it did delete one, and I cannot remember for the life of me the name of it, and it started with an S. So if you remember the robotics company, it started with an S, and I can't remember for the life of me. But when I created this section, it deleted all three. But fortunately, I remember the two of them off the top of my head, like Tesla with the robotics. But we're waiting for that opportunity, waiting for BMNR. As I said yesterday, don't get in it yet. I don't care if it was pushing to 60 or 62 or not. It needs to do what it needs to do. Crypto needs to clear out, and that's what we're doing. But once crypto collectively takes this wave down, hopefully it does, another 10 to 15%. I didn't say that though. Like Linea, let's keep coming down. We got that token release of 1.08 billion. What I want it to do is just keep falling. Fall through when they release this. We know we're completely oversold on the daily. You know, so this is good. These are good things. Not enough history there. 4 hourly is going to catch up eventually. This is going to be an awe-inspiring moment once we get to where we're going with everything. 4 hourly is coming way down. Oh, we just got to get to the 10th. We just got to get to the 10th. We got to see how they decide, because there's a 1.08 billion token unlock, which is why we're not ingraining ourselves into this yet. Because I feel like a lot of people are not going to be happy, especially how it's already come down. We started talking about it. What was it? Where was it? Somewhere around here, I want to say. Or down here when it was making this rotational move. Somewhere around here. It was in September, though. Well, yeah, it was still in September. I think it's been about a week and a half, 2 weeks. So, I mean, it's already come down 17%. So, yeah, that's a big drop already. But we're going to continue to watch that as we go in to that escrow dump of 1.08 billion tokens on October 10th. And we'll stay ahead of it. We're going to stay ahead of it. Man, that's going to be so wild if silver consolidates on 50, guys. If silver consolidates on 50, and that's the new floor, and gold consolidates on 4,000, and that's the new floor, how wild would that be? What if the new floor for gold's 4,000 and 50's for silver? This is going to be wild. I just hope you have enough money on hand right now. This is getting wild. Actually, downright scary. And like, I know a lot of my audience doesn't understand the ramifications of what's going on here. This is scary shit. I'm so happy to see this with B2 Gold. Like, consolidate back down before you go. It needs to consolidate on that $5 mark. I'm going to move this to 5. I know I had it at 504. But it really needs to be around here. I did that for the push-up. Now, the back test, because it still hasn't filled out the entire target yet. It's supposed to be around 595 to 6, but this needs to happen. And we're going to have a dividend payment here soon. Oh, no, it's not yet. It's next year. That was the last quarter. Let's see. I know there's one coming up, though. It's either December. When the fuck is this next? I don't remember. It's like December. It's December or January. So you're going to get positioning for dividends, because I think they're every 3 months. So July, August, September. Yeah, every 3 months. So we've got one coming up in December. So we're going to get positioning at some point here too. B2 Gold Reese's milestone with commercial production at Goose Mine. That's good to see. Molly's industrial gold output down 32, but we already know that. because they had a lot of problems in their mine. So the Molly mine was our problem. That's what kept the prices down to begin with. That's why we need the Goose mine. But anyhow, that's above everybody's pay grade, including my own. So, but we're in a scary time in history here. So when I say this fifth wave down is the opportune moment, and I say second week or first to second week in November since the beginning of the year, after we sold 75% of crypto, and then we find positioning opportunities, and now we can evolve that positioning or get into others. You got to pay attention here. This is the time. Like, no days off here. It's ironic I say that because I got to go to Grand Rapids in an hour and a half. I'm getting in the car, driving 3.5 hours because T's got to go out there because he gets his button changed. If you're new to the audience, my son's special needs. He's autistic. He has a G-tube. He still eats some by mouth, but he's very averse to food. He got into a really bad car accident when he was 6 months old, broke his femur, had to go through a lot of shit and therapies, and he became very averse from the mouth. So he gets his like nutrition, 3 feedings a day, and it's become a routine, and it's made life a lot easier. But we go out there every 3 months, and this happens to be it. So we're driving out there today, but I won't miss any time. I'll still be doing the lives. I'll still be doing all my stuff. So it's as if I'm home, just from a different setting. Because I don't miss time. We don't miss days. So let me click on this to see. Oh, it froze. All right, let me click back open YouTube. And if you're here, I love that you're here. I thank you. We need as many people as possible. Make sure to hit that like button, share. Consider joining Tom's Army to get into the Telegram. If you appreciate my work, send a YouTube super chat. But if you were going to send a YouTube super chat, there's gifted subs. So instead of sending a $10 super chat, find it in your heart to hit the donate a membership to somebody in the audience, or get a membership yourself. And when you donate a membership, it's $9.99, but it doesn't renew. You don't have to renew it for them. It's on the person to renew it. So consider doing that going forward. If you're going to send a $50 super chat, donate 5 subscriptions to somebody, 5 people in the audience. I've donated 15 to the audience so far. Or no, 5, 10, 15. I've donated 15 subscriptions. We had a few people donate. The biggest one of memory is our resident Buckeye, 1970 legend, and he donated 10 paid subscriptions, which was awesome. So, but anyhow, let me say hi to some. I appreciate, wow, there's a lot of people here this morning. That's great to see. But we got to talk about XRP. I just wanted to go through all of that because we're in a very important time in history here. Because we're going to make a lot of wealth here. So, what is this? Joseph Euler gifts a XRP Future Millionaire gift, and it goes to summertime. I'm so happy it went to summer. Sometimes people get it that deserve it. A lot of people deserve it, but Summer, congratulations on getting that first month badge with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. And Joseph Euler, thank you for instilling upon what I was just talking about. And also for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor. Good morning to you, my friend. I really appreciate that. Let me get through the comments here real quick. Just send it, Dan Marginal, Bearded Viking and Shane. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. And with 3 months plus with the XP Meteor, I do like to say hi to everybody, not just Tom's Army, but I do like to represent the members too, because they pay out of their hard-earned money. So you deserve to get a shout out every day. It's just the way it goes. Jay for Mix, welcome in, and Parker, good morning. Frankie Fresh, Joseph Euler, thank you both so much for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XP Predictor. And Frankie Fresh, thank you so much for continuing to tune in. I hope your hand is continuing to improve by just 1 millimeter, micro fraction of an inch per day, or centimeter, I should say. And give my love to Janine, your significant other. I'm pretty sure she's watching, but I hope you're both having a blessed start to the day. Robert, good morning, along with Armad. Glenn Barlow, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. 2 Ravens, good morning, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon badge. Yes, tomorrow the 1.08 billion tokens of Linnea is set to be unlocked. That is correct, 2 Ravens. It's going to be an exciting morning indeed. And that's when my son gets his button change as well. So, but we love the surgeon who did it, and he's amazing. Armand, welcome in, and going to Corwell and Grand Rapids is a beautiful facility. And even the off facility where we have to go for the appointments. John Hall, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your second month with the Dusty Dot House Crypto News. Beautiful to see you back in the Army. Omar, welcome, and thanks for tuning in. Says, guys, I miss you all. Tom, I love you. Catch the live. I love that you catch live, and I love you back, Omar. Appreciate you being here. You've been here for a long time. I love it. Matt Grimes, good morning. Silver and copper. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Silver is on this parabolic strife right now, and it's been tremendous to be able to be a part of it since 21 with the community, especially in 22 when we went in it heavy after we sold our crypto after the bull market. Got into gold and silver heavy with the community, down at 1650, 1700 on gold, all the way up to 2000, and down at 16, 17 for silver, all the way to 27. Then we shifted our focus to mining stocks, and God bless it, what a great move we did. I'm proud of each and every one of you who took the step with me for no other reason than just having faith and understanding the economy, or maybe just having faith in what I say. That means a lot too. Mr. and Mrs. Stott, welcome in, and Mrs. Stott, welcome into Tom's Army for your third month now, joining Mr. Stott 3 months plus with the XRP Meteor. I love it. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. G. Stott. It means a lot. Love it. I feel so honored to have you both in here. Ronald Grump, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. I would likely buy back 1,000 XRP if it hit 265. That's a good area to look. Anywhere between that 262 extended to 278 is a beautiful area. Because if it holds that area, that is where we can absolutely go parabolic. There is zero question. I don't know why so many people are here this morning, but thank you. On red days, usually we see 75, 80 people on average. When it's down like this with XRP consistently dropping, today there's 115, so thank you. Maybe some of you are excited because of where silver's at. And I talked about the miners. I would not necessarily go balls deep in right now. If you're not in, I would look at Dolly Varden as it pulls down maybe to $4.30 because it's come down from $5.20. Even this area is a good spot to look. I talked about how I bought my shares back after I sold at $5.20 or $5.15 or whatever the hell it was that I ended up selling it, because they were talking about the common shares, but they talked about 4.2%. Now 13.2% will be bought back up through institutional for cash, but it's at $6.50. There's also, in further reading that wasn't divulged before, and now in the last couple days, there's also some promise that over $9 to these institutions. So it's remarkably cheap at $4.77. I'm just telling you. I feel the same way about it at $4.77 I felt about Silver Corp at $4.75 or $4.25 when we were talking about it. Now it's up at $7.25. I understand that Dolly Varden's not at $3.50 and $3.75 anymore, but significantly undervalued. So I would be remiss not to talk about that. But I remembered that they had that $9 they talked about that some were buying it and promised that. That's crazy. Like, why is it so cheap? It's the same thing First Majestic did and Pan America Silver did when it dropped to 22 for Pan America. Now where's Pan America after those acquisitions and getting more cash on hand? $39.81. And when First Majestic did it, was at $4.50. Now it's at $14.39. I'm looking at the same principle with DVS. That's going up over 10, probably towards 20 at some point. So Jesus Lord, are we going to have a good time? But right now, I can't even focus on how happy I am with the miners, gold and silver, because the same opportunity I was seeing in January with the miners is what I'm starting to see with the crypto finally. It's not exactly 100% on point yet, because we need this last. Remember, we need to make one more low for XRP, and I don't make the rules, okay? But we need one more low. And I don't make the rules. I don't want to piss people off. But if you're just looking at the way it sets off through the wick off and all this stuff and the waves, and it's got to make one more low. I don't make the, like I said, I don't make the rules. But it has to happen. This has to happen. And then if it doesn't, it holds this descending triangle. My dear Lord, are we going to go parabolic like you have never seen for XRP? Ever. We would never see the prices for XRP that are coming next. Notice we didn't make a lower. It was barely right here, but we did. This did not. If we come through here and make this low, oh my God. And then we hold, even if we go, oh my God. What comes next, I'm going to be sitting here. You know, some people use the expression, or I do sometimes. I think Dave Portnoy does as well. Dave Portnoy definitely does lately, which is funny. But it's going to knock your dick off. I'm going to be sitting here one day, and all of a sudden I'm going to be like, oh my God, my dick's in my hand, and it got knocked off like I picked it up off the floor. Like I'm going to have to pick my dick off the floor one day with what's about to happen. Remember when I said it with the mining stocks back in January? I can't wait for these to hit certain prices with gold, silver, and the mines. We're going to be picking our balls off the floor. Well, soon we're going to be picking our dick off the floor because crypto is going to give us way bigger returns. Oh my God, yes. If you think precious metals and mining stocks have given us a return, and I hate to laugh, but that's why they're two separate portfolios, because crypto, the reason why it's a speculator's game is because if you do it right, there's nothing else that's going to make you as much money. Oh, I'm sorry, currency. Then you can turn it into real money, gold and silver. Because there's nothing that's going to lose you more money than this precious sector either. Because once you get in, it makes the run. You got to get out until the next run. So, and we're getting close to that next run, baby. Our run last time was November until January. So 3 months you had. No, 2 months. Good thing we're all over it. This time it's going to be maybe 2 months, 3 months, but it should be a little bit longer. I think because we have midterms next November, like serious hardcore midterms. Well, this November we have midterms as well for different things. But I think it leads into a perfect scenario in November where, do you think they're really going to start running midterms and the stock market and crypto is just going to be going down? Most of these people ran on crypto. So I don't think it's just going to be going down. I think it's beautiful to give the illusion of down right now. Because has it really gone down? Like, think about it. Think about this for a sec. And just be honest with yourself. Has crypto really gone down? January 25, it was at 337. Right? And it came way down. And then you could just say, well, April of 25, it was at $1.62. So has it really come down? Honestly, ask yourself, has it really come down? We're up from $1.62 and it's still sitting at $2.80. Has that really come down? Or is XRP consolidating for the next parabolic phase while the others, a lot of things are coming down? I think the misconception here is not just with me or you, or I think it's just a lot of people just don't understand, and it's not their fault. They don't get it. They haven't been a part of this. And a lot of stuff, when we look for evidence, we look at other sources on social media and we start watching and they're telling us something, we start to believe it. And then when it does the other shit, we're like, well, what is going on? And then it makes it harder for you to come to a station like mine. Would you believe I've lost 17 subscribers this week? Not paid subscribers in my channel. 17. I've got a gut feeling that we're about to have an explosion, though. Because a lot of people on Facebook are starting to come over here now, too. And the last 3 days on Facebook, I had 14,000 views, 19,000 views, and 11,000 views without recommendations. My recommendations are not allowed. YouTube won't recommend. I don't know why. Every social media gives me problems. But we still grind. So I have a feeling we're going to be up at 50,000 subscribers here in the next so long. Because I see the people who are starting to subscribe on from Facebook. I forgot to share a link until yesterday. Or 2 days ago for my Facebook channel to join YouTube. So I finally put it on my homepage. And there's almost 8,000 followers on there. So, but if you want to follow my Facebook page, because I put a lot of information out there. So like, if you want to stay ahead, when I'm not on the charts, when I'm not on here, I can easily put out a text on Facebook. And then I do stuff like this. You know, I talked about the Bitcoin data. I like doing stuff like this. So then I can put it into my show here too. So according to recent data, institutional investors have significantly increased their Bitcoin holdings this year, surpassing the total acquisitions made throughout 2024. With approximately 3 months remaining in this year, this trend suggests continued growth in institutional investment in Bitcoin. So the institutional demand, there's already been more in 2025 than 24. And there's still the last quarter of, or the last 3 months of the year right now. So that's pretty substantial. Join my Facebook page. You don't have to pay for anything. It's all my stuff is free. You don't have to pay for shit. If you want to pay it forward, you can join Tom's Army, and I would love it. And then we talked about this. This is just this morning. So based on the ounce of gold, the current valuation presents a compelling scenario. The acquisition of a median-priced new single-family home in the United States now requires 102 ounces of gold, representing a 46-year low. This figure, excluding 1979, marks the lowest point in at least 65 years. Over the past 3 years, the ratio has decreased by 180 ounces, coinciding with a 133% increase in gold prices. In contrast, the year 2000 necessitated 650 ounces of gold, approximately 6.5 times the current requirement. The affordability of purchasing a new home with gold is currently at unprecedented levels. So you can look at, if you invested in gold or silver, it's going to be the same. You're going to start to get it cheaper and cheaper. But this is to buy a house based on the median price of gold now. It's crazy. And then I really like this. Bloomberg recently provided an analysis of the current developments in the artificial intelligence sector, specifically focusing on the factors of contributing to its growth. And they talked about how OpenAI and AMD, and then it shows every little thing in between, XAI, Oracle, Intel, and how it's powered. And it all leads to Microsoft in the middle. NVIDIA, well, NVIDIA's in the middle, but on the outer. But this is kind of like a little roadmap. So you get a lot of value on my Facebook page that I can't share in here. I can, but it's harder. I'll read it in here, though. BlackRock Spot Bitcoin ETF acquired $899 worth of Bitcoin yesterday, and that was from 14 hours ago, so that was from last night when I posted it. The firm's holdings now exceed 798,000 Bitcoin. The U.S. stock market bubble has hit historic extremes. The market cap to M2 money supply ratio just topped 300%. The highest since the dot-com peak. That means the market is now over 3 times larger than all the liquid money in the economy. That's insane. So, and then if you want to follow my brother's Michigan Gold Snow Forecast, he's up to almost 10,000 followers. Now he's been crushing it. So, and I know he shared something about how many views he's been getting. Let's see. Shares a lot of shit, though. So if you need to know about the weather, especially if you live near Michigan. Yeah, 1.7 million views he's had in the last 90 days. He's been crushing it. 450,000 the previous 90. So it's definitely getting around fucking big time. So that's good to see. So yeah, join the Facebook channel for more and more information. I'm trying to put out more stuff outside of just YouTube, and I've decided Facebook for that platform because I don't like X. I don't like it. I like Elon Musk for reasons, but I also hate Elon Musk for reasons. One, because of robotics and the advancement, and he's basically, well, let's just call it for what it is. You know, he's creating the Terminator, or already has. Let's see. Let's continue saying hi to everybody. Matt Grimes, welcome in, says this tells you where we are in the markets when this. Absolutely. 120 ounces of silver, easy. Excellent. Defined Group, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army 6+ months with the XP Predictor. Thanks for being a very trusted mod in here and in the Telegram. Says, hey everyone, hit that like on the way in. Consider subscribing and joining Tom's Army for the best technical analysis on YouTube. If you are not in the Telegram, you're missing out. Did I just see 2 people join Tom's Army? Calvin Wilson, welcome back to Tom's Army for your 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. Oh, I appreciate that so very much. And Daniel Sherman, the newest member of Tom's Army. How awesome is that? Thank you so much for joining Tom's Army. I'm going to share a link on my YouTube post. So make sure you go on the YouTube homepage if you want to be part of the Telegram. I wish I could show you this or share this directly, but we have too many people trying to steal from people that come into our beautiful community. So go into the membership or the post area. I'm going to share this. So if you're part of Tom's Army, make sure you get this link out of there. I'm going to share it right now through the post. I got to do it on my phone so nobody sees it. Yes, people have spliced into it when I've tried to share it, when everybody can see. It's a shame. Join the Telegram. here. So it's going to be for members only. Tom's Army. I'm going to put it so anybody who's in Tom's Army, you're going to see this pop up right now on your screen. So that's just like a thank you for all the support, and it gets all of us like-minded people in the right place. I used to do it for free and put it in there, but now it just becomes something for the paid members as a thank you. So pay it forward. If you're in Tom's Army, you know, if you want to be in the Telegram, try to pay it forward mentality as we watch this market continue to crumble a little bit. It needs to, though. And Calvin Wilson, thank you so much. Didn't you just join Tom's Army back? Rejoined Tom's Army 3+ months. And also gifted a paid subscription. Wow. And that was gifted to King Day Day. Oh, D. King DDD. Wow, that is so awesome. Oh, unbelievable. That's so awesome. King's in here all the time. He's going to be very happy to see that he's got a membership in Tom's Army now. And his first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. That is awesome. Wow, see, there's King right there. Isn't that awesome, King? I know you're in here almost every single day, so I knew you'd be happy about that. James Dulo, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army 3+ months with the XP Meteor. Nick, good morning. I'm glad to see you in here. Very trusted mod in here and then the Telegram. Says, what's going on, guys? Are we staying patient? You better believe it. Nick, we've been all over this so much that by the time it actually goes to where we need it to go and it does break out, we're all going to be collectively picking our dicks off the floor. Literally. Because we're not going to believe what comes next. It's going to be that big. Us, Wimbush, and Clutch Racing, thanks for tuning in for 3+ months with the XP Meteor, along with Juan Canolis. The Cannabis Podcast, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. Love seeing you in here, and make sure to follow his YouTube. Very, very innovative with what he does with the holistic side of things. Teaches a lot. And if you're interested in the continued legalization of cannabis across the country, he keeps you up to date in every single state known to man. Literally. James Jackson, I remember you on the before school started at our son's elementary. Yes, I met Mr. Jackson. Very kind, very considerate, came up very nice. He was not intrusive, as everybody knows. I don't really like when people come up to me, not from the audience, just in general in real life. I'm very not standoffish, but I could give off a vibe, I suppose. But it was very nice to meet you, Miss Jackson. Very nice. Yeah. It's funny that the kids go to the same school. See, it's small world, right? But it was awesome to see you there. That was for when we went in for like just the walkthrough and everything. I think it was the couple days before school started. Awesome. But it was great meeting you, James. See, it happens. It happens. Terry Hayes, welcome in. Rocky, good morning. Let's see. Brian, good morning. Is there a good buy opportunities? Keep watching. We're heading down into those zones. We got to have this fifth wave down. It has to happen. And we have to make a new low for this to play out. Which is why I keep targeting somewhere around 264-ish. It technically just needs to come below like 269 and we'll be fine. It can come the smallest fraction of a minute-ish. That's just my opinion. Some people are not going to agree with what I'm saying, but honestly, has it done anything other than what I've said the last 4 years? That's not to be like, oh my God, I'm the greatest thing ever. That's just saying we understand the charts. And that's not just because of me. People like Nick spin me in the right direction as well. They're like, hey, you're missing this. Oh, serve! Thank you, Ben B, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year at the I Told You So Bad. Serve! Haha, I knew somebody would say it. Thank you so much. Who said that today? Ben, thank you. Thank you. I could not remember. Absolutely. And these are ones we got to watch. Oh my God, it's up 25%. Oh no, that's not the right one. This is a crypto. Wow. Son of a bitch. That's so funny that the stock market version of it's up 25% today. How fucking funny. Wow. That's so crazy. I was looking at that yesterday and I looked at that chart and said, you know, that doesn't look too bad. It really didn't. That chart didn't look bad in the stock market. I'm like, And look, it's up 25%. That is so hilarious. But yeah, that fucking robotics, man. Oh, that is so funny that happened. But yeah, this is standard operating procedure for crypto. We have liquidation on Ethereum at 4,089, about a 10 plus, almost 11 billion. Similar amount for Bitcoin at 111,000 and some change, a gap at around 110 and some change. So it makes sense to come down in those areas. It could come down further if they break, but they have to break. So we'll see what happens. Because we could come all the way to 3,500 for Ethereum if it breaks roughly, just a little over that. So yeah, there could be some bigger there's going to be bigger opportunities no matter what we decide to do here. Looking at IOTA, it's so funny because there is an inverse head and shoulders. It's just, look where the daily's at. It really gives vibes that, yeah, we've got these little setups, but we never even melted back down or fell back down to fill out this exhaustion phase. That's what bothers me with a lot of this. Sometimes I wish I was wrong, but I don't think we're wrong. I think this is just going to play down on this progressive loop. And then in November, we're just going to, our due diligence is going to pay off. That's all I can say. Winford, JB, D-Zilla, welcome in, along with Megs. Good morning. New follower from Facebook. Excellent, Meg. See, point proven. I feel like we're gonna get a big wave from Facebook, so it could lead to a few thousand subscribers here on YouTube. I never shared my Facebook stuff on my, just like I never was sharing my Facebook stuff on here. So hopefully some of you will come from YouTube and go to Facebook. Different way of getting content. I'm gonna be more progressive on there as well because I've been having a lot of fun sharing the content in that way. I like to do it on X in that way, but they don't let you share enough characters, and I like to word things a lot. I like to put a lot of wording. I don't want you guys guessing. And yeah, I like to take the time to do it. Man, it's so awesome seeing some of these gifted memberships and stuff. It's so motivating. And seeing the new members. Self-awareness, welcome in. If I missed some of you, I apologize. I kind of got lost where I was at in the comments. Andres, welcome. Jessica Garcia, good morning. I missed you yesterday. You made a comment right as I hit the end button, and I was like, damn it. I seen your comment right at the end of the live when I hit end. You made a comment right as I was ending. And thank you for not only being in the live yesterday, but I wanted to recognize that I seen your comment, but also being in Tom's Army for over 4 years with the XRP Phoenix badge. That's unbelievable. That's incredible. It's incredible. Wow. Calvin says, trying to give some back, work 7 days a week, hard to make it to the lives. I appreciate you giving it back and giving that paid membership out because it went to King Day today. I call him Dee. King Day. Very, very loyal member of the audience as well. So couldn't have went to a better person. So I appreciate your giving up a little bit of your sacrifice to help progress the audience. That push forward. That's amazing. Like I don't take that lightly at all. Lightly, not in the least. See, Nick agrees. I don't remember what I said at 10:25, but it was something. I can't believe I got to get in the car in like an hour for 4 hours. But I'm looking forward to going to Grand Rapids, don't get me wrong. I like when my son gets his updates and he's doing good and things like that. Gets his pump changed. I mean his G2 changed. I'm up 700,000. I'm out. What do you mean, Shane? You're up 700,000 and you're out. I don't know if you know Awesome Austin, his YouTuber. He bought it to XCL at 0.001. He turned 20,000 into 700,000, but then it dumped. But he's still up 5x. He lost $600,000. $600,000. If I had 20,000 and it turned to 700,000, no joke, I'm cashing $500,000. And if that 200,000 wants to go back to fucking 50 grand, okay, but I'm taking $500,000. He got a gift of oh my God. He's probably going to ride it back to under 20,000 now. This is a dime a dozen. You guys are getting to see it in real time. If it goes, hopefully, I hope it goes back up. That's a lot of dough. That is a, oh man. Okay, but oh, that's not good trading. That means he's a gambler. You're telling me he turned 20 grand into something. What more did he want? I don't know how big his audience, but hopefully he wasn't getting paid through the community, because I'm telling you what happens with a lot of these tokens. They pay influencers and they give them the starting allotment. And then they just ride it to X amount, whatever they want to sell it. They get a certain amount that they have to let it go to that price. A lot of these community-driven tokens do that. So just be careful when you're trying to buy because of what a YouTuber did or because of some crazy rally. Oftentimes you become the big exit liquidity for a reason. He hasn't lost. Oh, the hell he didn't lose anything. What do you mean? Winfred, he lost $600,000 right now. He didn't lose anything because he didn't sell. No, he did because he didn't sell. That's absolutely incorrect. It could go back up, but that $700,000 was there. He lost that. That's absolutely. I mean, man. Okay. I mean, if you did, that's fine. You can have the whatever you want to believe if that's what you believe. Yeah, by holding XCL you get paid, not $600,000 you don't. I'm just trying to teach you good fundamentals, my friend. If you're a long holder, let me tell you right now, if I have a long holder in my audience and you turn 20 to 700 grand, sell that shit. Sell a $500,000 for me. And then when it comes back down, it's 85%, go buy it back. I care. Shane, I care. You know why? These are teaching moments. That's all. Say I took a shit and it turned into a golden turd. It doesn't mean I'm still not going to take the same basic principles I just taught you. What do you mean you're not? Amazon's not a crypto. Amazon had real earnings, real potential from the bottom. I'm just telling you, I just want you to that's fine. You guys, if you want to ride 20,000 to 700 grand and never take any money and convince yourself when it goes back to 100 that you're fine because you're just long holding, what if it never goes back up there? What if the long hold that you were holding actually did it for the reason you said, but you didn't take any money? You know, that's all I'm saying. You want to make the money when it's there. You literally went from, yeah, I'm just saying, like, man, that's gut wrenching. That's 4,000% it went up. It went up 4,000% is my point. I don't need to read the white paper. Bro, that's life-changing money. Don't you understand? He could have turned that 500 grand into silver. I'm dead serious. He could have turned that 500 grand into silver and just rode this wave of silver and then sold it out at the end of the wave and bought back in when this, oh man. I'm just trying to teach you good fundamentals so that you don't have to be the guy who goes up to 700,000 and ends up with 100 grand if he's lucky. That's all. I'm not saying that I disagree with you, but there's a long hold. I'm long holding XRP from 34 cents, right? If it goes up and my 3,400 is not 3,400 anymore and it's worth a couple 100,000, you're telling me from 3,400 to 110,000 you're not going to take anything? I know if he would have cashed it, he wouldn't even have been able to get the money. That's the bottom. That's what we're trying to spin this. I just need to wait for the audience to spend it. If he sold it, he probably ain't getting 700,000. There's probably no liquidity to buy it back up. But yeah, I would have dropped it out. But yeah, hopefully. Well, I was in here telling you about the XCL pre-sale. You didn't even look into it. You could have made 35x. And? What do you mean? So that invalidates what I'm saying because I don't hold it? Okay, well, if that's the case, you're right, Winford. By all means, you know it all. And because I didn't buy XCL or look into it, you're absolutely... I could tell you of 5 billion projects that do the same thing that nobody buys into. So are you invalidated on XCL because you didn't buy the other one, but you bought the... I mean, come on. I was just in a 30X one, so what the fuck are you talking about? Did you buy into XRP Healthcare when I told you to at 1.7 before it went to 40 cents? It's the same shit. It's not the only one that done it. I didn't complain about his decision, my friend. I'm telling you the proper way to do things. You're the one complaining. I'm trying to teach investment advice like I always do. And I said, I respect it. He can do whatever the hell he wants, and I hope it goes higher. I'm just saying. I don't think that's the right move. So, you know, well, let's revisit this in 6 months. All right, or in a month. We can revisit it. I'm more than happy to see how this turns out. Okay? Hopefully, I mean, if you didn't want me to give you my opinion, why did you even mention it? Like, honestly, I'm just giving you my opinion on what I think should have been done. Because aren't we trying to create... I just don't understand the mindset. If you put $20,000 into something, what are you honestly expecting out of it? If I told you you put 20 grand into something and went to 700,000, that's not good enough for you? So if you put 20 grand into XRP and it's worth 700 grand, you're not going to do anything? You're just going to say, I'm holding it forever? I just want to make sure where we're at. Well, he doesn't have to take a break. I just want to see where he's at. You know, I just wanted to see. I like to see these parts of the chat because this is where you can see the audience. I'm not worked up. That's how we have honest conversation. Well, as it turns out, James, all you need is about $100 in the corner of Detroit in a proper area, and you could get your 2 chicks at once. It would cost you about $100 and maybe a little bit of crack. So you don't even need $1 million. You just said Winford. So basically, what you're saying is he's all the liquid. Okay, see. You're confusing what a good dude is and somebody who's entrapping an entire community. You just said the reason why it's not worth holding. All it takes is the one guy to dump it and it's over. That, I don't know, man. Something don't seem right about that. Ooh, that's a scary proposition. I'm just saying, I've seen this before. That's why I said, let's talk about this in 30 days or 60 days when the community driven's part and the... Let's just see how truthful this stays. How about that? I've often seen projects made of quicksand, and this has the story of I seen this guy on YouTube and I put my life savings into it and he was a good guy, and all of a sudden he wasn't. Anybody pushing it is shady. That's the point. They all got these tokens for free. I'm telling you, just because it happens to be somebody you like, I talk about this scenario every single day. So, I don't know. Those are the scenarios. Those scenarios. Remember? Oh, man, I can't do it. But yeah, so XRP, I'm waiting. We'll see if we do come down and tap this at about somewhere under 269. Whether it's 262, 265, whether it needs to come lower, we'll find that out soon enough. We'll see if Ethereum needs to come down past 4,080 liquidity area zone. or if it needs to come all the way back to around 35, 40. We'll see if Bitcoin comes back down to liquidity zone around 111 and some change, which should put it somewhere around this area. Or if it can hold 115, because if it doesn't hold 115.7, it's going to be a problem. Because then we're going to come to that liquidity zone, and then we'll see if it comes down even farther. As of right now, we legitimately rejected at the rising wedge rejection area. So, the overplayed area. But other than that, I got to go get ready. I'm going to be leaving here in about 45 minutes to go out to Grand Rapids. A nice long drive. 1970 legend, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year at the I Told You So Badge, our resident Buckeye and a very trusted mod in here. We have the two-time defending champs in here, as he's from the great old Columbus area. You know, we did win the national championship 2 years ago for the first time since 97, but of course the Buckeyes had to come in the very next year. They were so gracious enough to let us, you know, to lose to us, to make us feel good before they went on a title run. But the bottom line is the back defending champions are in the Big Ten. Haven't been able to say that for a while. What the hell is going on here? Wow. 1970 says, let's end this on the right note and donate 10 gifted memberships. I can already see it was the very first person it gifted it to is perfect. Nick Morales gets gifted the emoji badge and is in Tom's Army now so willingly and deserving. So Nick, Timmy, Michael, Mayweather, Nickel, Big Time Blessed, Rollins, Brave and Elegantly, all in Tom's Army, including Crypto, for their first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. And that is my face superimposed on that. And that was 1970 legend who just donated that. So please give him a thank you if you see him in here. That is awesome. Wow. That is some special stuff. Yeah, and anybody, Nick is in the Telegram. He's got his own section in there. He's our technical advisor in there. Very trusted admin as well. So, but I got to go get this stuff ready. I appreciate everybody. Those gifted subs are wild, 1970 legend. And everybody else who's gifted a sub. Like, I think that's such a cool part of the community now. Crystal would love to be in Tom's Army. Well, I hope you get a gifted sub here soon. I really do. I really do. You know, we have a there's a chance if you continue to tune in that I mean we didn't have gifted subs in here until a few days ago. So it's been pretty wild to see this. Like, they didn't give it to my community for years, and then all of a sudden 1970 legend seeing it was working and he did it out of the blue. And it's kind of been a crazy thing. So I've been encouraging people, instead of sending you the super chat of $10, if that's what you're going to do, just donate a gifted sub. And that's not, you don't have to renew it. It's up to the person that you gifted to. There's no obligation on your end. But I think it's a pretty cool thing to do. Especially to give some people hope. Yeah. I think it's pretty damn cool. But I'm gonna go do what I have to do. But I want to do one last thing before I leave. And then we're gonna get on the trip. And we're gonna see how the market goes, because we're definitely at this point. If it gets below 278 there, we gotta come down to like 269-ish. But we need to come down anyhow. I think we need to come down. I just think we need to finish this. So one last thank you on the way out from me to you guys. I gifted 5 memberships to say thank you. It's from my son's account. I don't know who's going to get them because it's completely random. Let's see. So Ian, Chris, Algorithms, and Optimus, thank you so much. First month in Tom's Army. And then Marco, welcome back for 6 months plus with the XP Predictor. It's completely random. But thank you all so much. I try to give back what I get, so it's a good way for me to give back. People give, I like to give. So make sure if you're in Tom's Army to check out the Telegram. There's a link. I thank all of you. Thank you all so much. And I'll let you know. I'll be in the Telegram.